Well, a very good morning. How you doing? It's yet another business day. Today is the 2nd of November. And welcome to Smart Means Business. I'm Andrew Barigi, your host with Masi Katsime. And definitely, we're going to be taking you through all the way. But of course, a great thanks to all our viewers who are watching in. Good morning, Africa. Good morning, East Africa. All the way from West Africa, North Africa. And of course, from the West Africa, we have, of course, our comrades that are into, that is Ghana, Nigeria, there is Cote d'Ivoire, Cameroon, and of course, with the North Africa, Egypt, Algeria, and of course, all those that are tuned in from that perspective. And definitely, Smart Means Business is here this morning to really give you that right business information that is quite very developmental when it comes to decision making and implementation. And of course, I'm with Masi Katsime this morning. How are you, Masi? Good morning. How's your second day of the month? We are already in November. Actually, I thought we in October at some point, but then I am like, hey, I think we are already there.
Well, good morning, everyone. My name is Masi Katsime. I was here from Monday to Friday taking you. And of course, this is Smart Means Business. Well, my morning is, I've not really gotten the hang of November.
Yeah.
I'm not really feeling it.
You're not feeling it here?
I'm not feeling November. I think even when it comes to December, I don't think we've lost the touch of months.
Months on time.
I'm excited because you're chasing money. As long as you have the money, you're okay. The rest, whether it's festive, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't really matter.
But anyway, regardless of that, you have to keep moving, whether you feel the month or you do not feel the month. All you have to do is wake up every morning and do your duty. Do your duty as a business person, do your duty as a manager, do your duty as a person responsible for your life and for your family. Yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful. Well, and quite lots of stories that are coming on the show. Very amazing discussions that we're going to be really breaking down. But of course, before we proceed any further, I still have to remind you that all these conversations on the show are probably brought to you by Zabu. It is back again. The markets are back today. It's a Friday. And now, of course, with Zabu, you can be in position to buy bonds and securities for a fee of just 15,000 Ugandan shillings. Now, the markets will be opening later on in the morning hours. That is at 8:15 a.m. and run all the way. That is to 3:15 p.m. That is East African time, and this is always effective Monday up to Friday, except on the weekends on the public holidays when those markets cannot be accessed. But of course, that's not the big deal here. At least you have the rest of the days to make money, is something which I believe personally it's quite key and important when it comes to your financial growth and development. Zabu made this a reality, and that's why it boldly comes out and tells you that it's my money, it's my future. And also East Africa still tells us that we need to do something new for ourselves. Remember, it is 2023. Well, away from that, today, Marcia, I come to realize financial literacy is quite one of the key aspects that we have in life. And you find that we are actually enemies to ourselves when we don't really get to understand the resources that are at our possession vis-a-vis our wants, But of course, away from all that, the aspect of handling money, being financially literate, and this can actually include quite a variety of aspects. Of course, when it comes to financial inclusion, are you aware of the different avenues where you can actually, access financing? Today we have fintech, financial technology, which is rolling all the way. How vast are you when it comes to interaction with all this? It all creates a bigger picture of financial literacy.
Well, I believe financial literacy is very, very key.
Yeah.
Why? Because over time we've seen people come in, and of course, when you're not really financially in the know of how to spend your money on what to use it for, you find yourself using it for things that are not, for things that are not on your budget as well.
Yeah.
So you have to keep in mind that you have to have accountability for every little penny you spend.
Absolutely.
If you know you've overspent it, it's on you at the end of the day. So you have to know prioritize actually. When it comes to literacy, prioritize. What is important and what is not important.
Yeah.
So you do what is important first, then the rest maybe could come and, it's a way of spending, here and there. But then illiteracy, that is why we're having issues of people not saving at the end of the day. The extravagance, the lifestyle that we have as Ugandans actually doesn't give most of us the opportunity to save, because at the end of the day you have an event coming up, you have a birthday,
you have all these
contributions. I believe now that the last months people have like lots of weddings to contribute for. So imagine that. What do you prioritize at the end of the day? Because kids are the school fees is due, you're not yet finalized with school fees, you have pending events, so what do you prioritize as a person?
Family, you have to care about family. Personally, I would really prioritize family.
You have a business, have you thought of reinvesting in it? Or maybe when you get the profits, you just use the profits
for something else. That is quite a very key discussion. But also on still on top of our discussion, we shall be taking a look at forex trading, how to leverage, how to profit on forex trading, something which majority of the people call it scam, which I can really understand, because we've also experienced forex scams, and also in forex trade there is what we call forex signals, whereby the signals which tell you that, hey, it's the euro versus the dollar, it's an upward scale, it's a downward scale, and of course some people saying that all these are more of they are manipulated. So the market, so these companies these brokers manipulate this company, these signals for their favor, so that you can make a loss and all that. Well, it's quite a lot more that is going to be coming up on the show, and I'll also be discussing for people out there that have tried out probably the forex trade and it's not really earning you money. I'll be telling you the reasons as why you're actually not earning money from your forex trading. But of course, definitely we shall also be discussing how best you can make money from that. But of course, it will be just the opposite of the other. If you just undo what you've been doing in terms of failing you to make the money, you can actually be in position to make the money. Very good morning once again. This is What Means Business, your daily kickstarter. And of course, still to remind you that you can catch us on our digital platforms, the Smart Digital application. You can download it. That is via your Google Play Store, and you can be streaming these latest updates. You can also check us out on GoTV channel 320, DSTV channel 372. That is across East Africa and across Africa. Must sounds like you want to say something.
I wanted to say something about financial literacy. I just maybe a little bit of a story, maybe relating it to
literacy.
I have a friend of mine, and they've really, how you get inheritance. So that now, do you know that a person is really literate financially? That's when you get to know them. I mean, you have millions of money there in the bank. You have
in the bank.
money. So now, being a youth, the excitement is high. You're like, oh my goodness, what should I do with this money?
You've inherited money and you're youth.
You're a youth. So we always have that issue as youth. You're excited, you want to buy the shoe that you've been longing for. And you forget that if at all you had a broader mind, you would know that if I got 100 million, then I have to invest it. Or maybe I could build up rentals, or maybe I could buy a house.
True.
Or maybe, so you see, when it comes to financial literacy, the decisions really matter at the end of the day. What you decide determines your fate.
They say you see the two characters of the person where money is involved.
So imagine that. Imagine in that scenario where you've been cashed or you won a grant. So what is it that you're going to do with that money?
What are you going to think? I mean, because you're used to holding a certain amount of money, and now you're holding seven figures, actually. I won't say even 6 figures, but you're holding a 7-figure amount of money, and you're a little bit stuck on how are you going to distribute it evenly. You're probably thinking about the worst. You're making the worst decisions of your life, and now that, of course, will portray as how financially literate you have been.
I've seen over time, past. People have really gotten financial coaches.
You
get a person that coaches you financially in how you're supposed to use your finances. It's also a career. For some people, it's a career. You consult them and they tell you what you can use. Because for us personally, you have a lot going on in your mind, but then if you sit down with someone, you're like, you know what? now that you have this amount of money, how about you invest it in agriculture? How about you invest it in maybe building up some things that could be long term?
Could be long term.
Yeah.
Okay, that is pretty impressive. Maybe just for tell the viewers to understand some of the few aspects in here. According to the Bank of Uganda's 2022 Financial Capability Report, over 50.4% of Ugandans have the right financial knowledge and behavior. That is given their circumstances. Now, definitely, this suggests that the level of financial literacy in Uganda is average. And of course, however, there is still a significant gap that is between the urban and rural Ugandans, with only 41, that is 0.9% of rural Ugandans exhibiting financial literacy. That is compared to 65.7% of urban Ugandans who actually have knowledge for financial literacy. But I think 65.7% is not a bad figure in terms of urban Ugandans 41 and even 40. If we have rural Ugandans in the rural areas and we can have a figure of 41.9%, that's still not bad. But we just need to see how we can cover up that gap and cover up the remaining. I think about that's about 8.9%, at least to have something like 51.2% of people in the rural areas that are actually have financial literacy. Now, of course, still further into this report, we see that other findings from the report include, we see that women are less financially literate than men.
And
exactly, yeah.
Yeah, because women actually, okay, psychologically, men think women are, are the planners, but then we do spend a lot.
You do spend a lot.
We do spend a lot on unnecessary things. I'm gonna have money on me and walk downtown and walking around. I'm gonna buy a shoe I didn't plan for.
Probably. No, I think you can only do that when you don't have responsibility. But
Even if you had responsibility.
Okay, I think this falls for a certain class of women who are single. You probably you're not up to something. In most cases, because I believe if you have something you focused on as a woman, it could be family, it could be your business. It will really drive you to how you spend your money.
It's actually, by the way, financial literacy goes back to personality and character. Yeah.
But I think it can be driven by something. It's like being a man and you don't have responsibilities. You don't have a family. The reason why you feel like, okay, if I hold this money, you don't feel the urge like, okay, you're gonna spend it anyway. I can understand. So I can agree with this. Women are less financially literate than men, according to still the study. But if a woman has what drives them, and you see, if they say they are financially literate because here they don't have a cause to be to allocate these financial resources, but once they have a cause, they are the best in terms of that. And maybe just to add on this, only 46.7% of women are financially literate compared to 54.1% of men. And now young Ugandans are less financially literate than older Ugandans. That is only 43.4% of Ugandans aged, that is 18 to 35 years, are financially literate. That is compared to 57.1% of Ugandans aged 36 to 55 and 60.5% of Ugandans aged 56 and over. So you can really see. Now the aspect of young Ugandans, 43.4%, that is between 18 to 35. Anyway, that is the stage of the youthhood. But don't take it like, hey, I think it is meant to be this way, that if I'm 18 to 35, I'm not supposed to be a financially literate, because at the end of the day, it comes back to you in your later stages of life. Well, that is it for this discussion from our morning call. Now let's switch and take a look at what's making headlines across the press. Well, I'll kick start off here with the New Vision app. The New Vision Mercy has the daily money. Now, what's really happening there?
Here, and of course, government rolling out digital number plates. So, new vehicles or motorcycle owners will be paying. This will be paying 714,000 Ugandan shillings, while exchanging existing number plates will cost 150 for those that with motor vehicles, and those with motorcycles will have to pay a fee of 50,000 Ugandan shillings. So, I'm seeing here installation kickoff will be done at bonded warehouses. The government has started installing the number plates on government vehicles before moving to other vehicles in February 2024. So commencement is in February 2024, but for now they're starting with government vehicles.
Okay.
Track their movements, because I mean most those are usually targets.
Okay.
Targets, so we have to know their movements.
All right. Beautiful.
Even that could be prototype just to see how it works.
It works. Yeah, absolutely perfect. And maybe just if we take a look at the New Vision here, investors grab government hospital. Well, you'll find out that, of course, Minister Namagaza shocked by the takeover. This is on page 7 of the New Vision. And still the digital number plates, which is making headlines all over. Government launches digital number plates. And of course, I'm seeing here the Works and Transport Minister General Edward Katumba Amala, Security Minister, that is Major General Jim Mwezi, and the State Minister for Transport, that is Fred Byamukama, launching the digital number plate at the Ministry of Works and Transport. That is their officers in Kampala. This was yesterday, actually. And of course, taking a look down here, I can see something here with the HIV series, how to handle TB in people living with HIV. Well, you can find that out on page 2. And now Chinese investor fails to return, that is to turn up for the UNOC meeting. Of course, we had this issue of people that were sold UNOC. I mean, I was trying to imagine how the degree of fraud Uganda has reached into. And well,
so
explains.
So it came in the name of UNOC.
Yeah, that they are selling UNOC and they sign the papers.
And they have all the requirements, they have the IDs.
With technology, which is evolving all the way, well, definitely anything is possible. And somebody comes, and this is a Chinese investor, imagine, if he's frauded, how much more you as a Ugandan when it comes to...
We're going to lose trust. We're going to lose trust. Now, of course, Lands Ministry on spot over unpaid salaries, just in case, the ministries have also not paid their workers, just in case you're wondering why. You could get yourself a copy of the Daily Monitor and page 5, get to know why and why that came about. And of course, Army kills ADF rebels who murdered foreign tourists.
Army killed.
Justice has been served.
But are they the actual people that pull the trigger? That's a key question in there.
It could be a warning to whoever killed.
Yeah, whoever killed.
And of course, UK injects 53 billion Ugandan shillings into climate change projects.
Climate financing.
Climate financing.
That is quite key. We've been having discussions regarding that matter and trying to see how best somebody can actually position themselves to benefit from this. Now I can see here a Kasumi school fire. Of course, the First Lady has donated 50 million Ugandan shillings. And of course, rising cases of child labor here. Of course, Wari Kazimba. Can see here Kazimba cutting a cake with children and other issues during the launch. And of course, we see here government yet to get formal communication over reports over Goa suspension. Yes, this wasn't really a great aspect. Now, this is the Africa Growth and Opportunity Act. Yeah, so we shall be taking a look at further communication regarding this, as the nation of Uganda was actually suspended, but some of the factors are relating to the anti-gay law that was signed way back in time. Now, of course, something here to do with the individuals take over government hospital. You check that out. And also Nakalema orders probe into land registration farm. Now, of course, she said Kafu Sugar acquired the land in 2010 and of course occupied and utilized it, and it utilized it uninterrupted otherwise until June, when it was evicted by Ginger Kazi Mingi Millers. So shall be getting more further details in regarding to that land drama happening in there. And of course, seeing in something here from Incorporate Peace Teaching in Staff Colleges, that is says of both. You can get yourself a copy of the revision and find out further. And now the Katikkiro of Uganda asks the church to promote culture. And we know culture is an asset in itself when it comes to tourism attraction.
And of course here, government unmoved by America's AGOA suspension threats. Of course, Uganda will endure any economic punishments against it initiated by the United States, but will not stand back on its decision of Anti-Homosexuality Act, as according to the Minister of ICT and National Guidance, Dr. Chris Paliomusi.
Okay. Absolutely beautiful. That is it from our praise. What's making headlines that we've definitely been reviewing the Daily Monitor and the New Vision. At this point in time, we head straight to our traffic and take a look at the situation like for the people that are reporting to work. It's a Thursday. Definitely, I feel like we are approaching the weekend and so many of that. But it's always important. Don't get too excited. You need to report to work. Now, that is the we are at the Ginger Road, of course, where it links up with Port Bell Road, the Airtel roundabout, just right there. And you can definitely, you can actually see, you can actually definitely see the vehicles that are coming in from Ginger Road. That is areas along there. Of course, we talk about areas like Nakawa, Chireka, yes, and some actually coming in from Tinda probably, but they used the Nakawa route. They're coming to the city center. It's quite a little bit of congested, but of course you will have to be patient for about 5 to 6 minutes if you're coming in from Ginger Road and coming to Kampala Road, or you're heading towards the city center if you are to succeed efficiently. So that is the situation at like. Yeah.
Of course, those that are coming in from all the way from Mukono, Ginger, it's always traffic. There's always
traffic around there. Absolutely true.
Because most people reside that side.
Majority residential.
Where you're getting in.
Yeah.
So it's expected. It's expected.
And there are those are areas that I feel like are too populated. I mean, they have quite a huge settlements, though not that much as compared to other areas like in Boise, but these ones are quite so heavy. And now joined in together with people, people that stay along Port Bell Road. We have Bugolobi. Then as you proceed further, you go to Luzira, Chitintale, all those areas. And now all those people, all those vehicles coming in all the way, they interject with those that are coming in from Ginger. The areas you mentioned, Mukono. And before you know it, we have a huge congestion from that. Yeah, so we can see, but it's a little bit, it seems to be static. So you just need to be patient as you're leaving your home and you're coming to the city center. You will be in position to actually reach in time. Yeah, so those are some of the vehicles that are coming in from Port Bell Road and they are proceeding to the city center. But normally there are no traffic officers around there. You only meet them along as you're heading towards the traffic light. Yeah, as they are controlling the vehicles that way. So you can definitely see this. It's quite a 5-minute interval delay that you'll just have to be patient for about 5 minutes before you can actually go reach your destination. So you can really see they are being held in there before they can cross over to the city center. And for those that are coming in from Kampala and you're heading towards Ginger Road, probably you're heading to areas like Nakawa, Chireka Banda, it's quite also fine for you. Most especially, I told you, when you use the Garden City route, Nile Avenue route, you can actually be, you can be in position to be in time, quite efficient. Well, that is it for our traffic updates this morning. It's exactly 26 minutes. That is past 7. This is SmartMains Business, your daily kickstarter. And definitely still to remind you that all these discussions on the show are proudly brought to you by Zabu, which is a platform from Alltex East Africa through which you can actually be in position to buy government bonds and securities for just 15,000 you get in shillings. Now the markets will be opening at 8:15 a.m. and run all the way to 3:15 p.m. East African time. This is effective Monday up to Friday. Apart from the weekends and the public holidays where this market's going to be accessed, but of course that's not the big deal here. At least you have the rest of the days to make money, something which I believe is quite key and important when it comes to your financial growth and development as an individual. Zaba made this a reality, and that's why it boldly comes out and tells you that it's my money, it's my future, and Alltex East Africa tells you still that you need to do something new for yourself. It is 2023. Well, for now, we'll take a short break, and of course, we shall be returning with Masi Katsime to break down further discussions. But of course, we shall be heading into Caribbean, East Africa, and international business updates. Stick around.
Smart24, driving business.